Don't make this mistake while training your cardio for combat sports. You will not feel gassed after watching this video. Trust me, I used to be this guy who used to gas out every single sparring session. And that was really bad for me because I was scared of pushing. I didn't push hard enough during my sparring sessions. I didn't go for the kill. Why? Because I was scared of gassing out. I was scared of that feeling of being uncomfortable, imminent death. That my cardio held me back. My cardio didn't allow me to perform to my best. But it was only until I understood this one thing. Your cardio needs to replicate a fight. You know, you running 10K is not gonna help. Trust me, I used to be this guy. I used to be this guy running 5Ks 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And guess what? It did not help. I used to be this guy doing a 10K every week. I even did a fucking 70-kilometer run, you know? What I did was zone 2 cardio, and that didn't help. What's really gonna help your cardio in combat sports is high intensity training in intervals, such as sprinting, you know, the assault bike. And people don't get this right, sparring more. The more you spar, the better your cardio is gonna become. Now, this is very sport specific, okay? If you look at Merab Dvalishvili, the featherweight, no, the bantamweight champion of the UFC, he spars a lot, and he does a lot of conditioning, a lot of grappling sparring, you know? That's what builds his cardio. But if you're a boxer, you can't be sparring all the time because then you don't want to get brain damage, right? But what you can do is you can up the intensity. You can do body sparring, upping the intensity. Or you can just spar more. But you can tell your partner to go easy. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. Sparring more. Please don't make the mistake of thinking running 10Ks and running 5Ks is going to improve your cardio. You, as an amateur boxer, you don't need to be running that much. You don't need to be doing zone 2 cardio because you're doing enough zone 2 cardio in your sport itself. Doing bag work, you know, that's enough zone 2 cardio. Skipping, running, that's enough. You're doing enough of that. What you need to do more of is high intensity interval training. That could be a sprint, 100-meter sprint, 200-meter sprint, 300-meter sprint, sprints, right? And then you can hit certain intervals on certain cardio machines, such as the rowing machine or the assault bike. Something I like to personally do on an assault bike is 12 seconds on, 48 seconds off. That's 1 rep. Do that a total of 6 reps, and you repeat that 3 times. So it's 18 reps in total. And after all of that is done, I like to move into something called the cardio machine, right? This is gonna have you on your knees. So after you're done with those 18 reps, what you're gonna do is you're gonna set a timer of 2.5 minutes. 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So the first 10 seconds, all out. Rest for 20 seconds, and then you repeat that in 30-second blocks 5 times until you reach 2.5 minutes. Then you can move on to the rowing machine, where you can do 25 seconds on, 35 seconds off. You can do the ski row, you know, the skiing machine. You do 15 seconds on, whatever you have a lot of room to play with this. But let me tell you this, once you start integrating these things in your training regimen, you're gonna see you're not gonna gas out as easy. Because you're used to that. You're used to being uncomfortable. You know that time in sparring where you're gassed and you literally cannot breathe. That fucking feeling of, oh shit, I'm fucked. You need to be doing more of that in your training. That's how you get better. That's how you're gonna improve. That's gonna allow you to have crazy cardio. And let me tell you this, the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter is cardio. Listen to me, you can get away with not being as good technically if you have a really good gas tank. I know fighters who are not very good generally, who are not very good technically. Trust me, they don't understand the game as much, but it's just that they have a relentless gas tank. Relentless. And the thing is, if you work on your cardio, man, you're gonna be unstoppable. Trust me. Because we all hate that fighter that just comes forward. Look at Alexander Khizhniak. He's just constantly in your face. Look at William Zepeda. Constantly in your face. Look at Merab. He does not, you know, it does not tire him. You can take it 5 rounds. He will take it to 5 rounds. And he will not be breathing heavy by the end of the 5th. That's the fighter you should aspire to be. And that is the most debilitating fighter. Because imagine, it's a 12-round war, you've given your everything, and by the 12th round, your opponent's not even breathing heavy. I would want to kill myself fucking too, okay? But this was the reality of a lot of Manny Pacquiao's opponents. Manny Pacquiao, there's a video of him saying he used to spar 36 rounds. Bro, 36 fucking rounds? No wonder he was all relentless. Manny Pacquiao was relentless. He had a crazy gas tank. Why? Because he worked on his fucking cardio. Again, don't make the mistake of running 5 and 10Ks. They're not going to help you as an amateur boxer. It will not help you. You need to be sprinting, and you need to be doing the assault bike, you need to be doing the rowing machines. That's all you need. You know, getting your cardio is very simple. It is very simple. But it fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. But it's simple. Sprint a lot and do the assault bike. That's it. That's literally it. Now, in terms of positioning these cardio sessions a week, here's something I like to do. So I'll have a track session in which we'll do activation, we'll do some plyometrics, we'll do 200 meter sprints, and then we'll do 100 meter sprints. That's one track session. I will have that track session around 2 to 3 times a week. Now, I will warn you, track sessions are very taxing on the body. They're very physically fatiguing, so don't do them too much, because you'll see after a good track session, your lower back, because you will see that after a good track session, your lower back's going to be completely sore. And your abdominals, your obliques, everything's going to be completely sore. That means you did it good. So have that around 2 to 3 weeks. And in terms of just the conditioning session inside of the gym where you hit the assault bike, do that the same around 2 to 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be something crazy, okay? If you're just a beginner, you can start off with 2 times a week a track session, 2 times a week of a conditioning session. Then on top of that, you can add in some conditioning circuits. 30 seconds on, a minute off, and you do 20 exercises. That's really gonna tremendously, and it takes 40 minutes? You know, that's tremendously really gonna help your cardio. Trust me, you will not feel gassed after you put yourself through hell in training camp. That's what I do, right? I have a track session 2 to 3 times a week, and then I'll have a conditioning session 2 to 3 times a week. And on top of that, you're sparring, you know, you're doing bag work. You might go on a calm zone 2 run just to get up the heart rate, breathing in through the nose, getting used to it. The only way to get better at conditioning is to put yourself through hell in your training camp. Being uncomfortable so that when you are uncomfortable in a fight, it's second nature to you. You've been there before. Trust me. Because who doesn't love a fighter with good cardio? Oh, and the women love it too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, remember, where could discipline take you? Take care.
I see these niggas going ham, trying to get their name popping like me, but these niggas haven't got it like me. I see them in the West End trying to get the same shopping like me, but they couldn't never drop it like me. And they say they get packs, but we never got it for the same piece, so they isn't making profit like me. I see them on the runway talking about they're just about to take off, but them niggas isn't rocket like me.